80% of single women aren't even interested in dating a guy anymore. Do you know why? Because men are not men anymore.
I don't know what happened, but one day I just woke up and I don't care about dating anymore. I don't care about men anymore. I don't care about getting to know anyone. I don't care about going on dates. I don't care about texting anyone. I don't
delete the apps out of frustration, out of exhaustion, out of hopelessness. But this time, it's different.
Where you don't want to date anybody. You don't want to be around anybody. You want to be alone. I don't want to date anybody. And
single, they're choosing to be single than actually being single. I have a lot of men on my TikTok comment and they're like, oh, where's your ring? Oh, where's your boyfriend? Oh, where's your husband?
Have a career and not really worrying about dating, going on dates anymore. Like, I just don't really care. I know that sounds bad, but oh well.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Have you ever noticed how quietly the world around us is changing? For centuries, we've been told the same story, that a woman's life is somehow incomplete without a man by her side. Marriage, family, and domestic life were the only benchmarks of her success. But today, if you look closely, that old script is beginning to fade away. Right now, we are witnessing a massive and startling trend. Millions of women across the globe are no longer viewing being single as a circumstance, but as a deliberate choice. From social media debates to private conversations, a vital question has emerged. Why is a growing majority of women deciding that having a man in their life is no longer a requirement for happiness? Is it because they've lost faith in modern relationships? Is it a reaction to today's exhausting and toxic dating culture? Or are we looking at the first generation in history that has truly understood the difference between being alone and being lonely? In today's video, we aren't here to judge or pick sides. Instead, we are going to dive deep into the core reasons why the modern woman is now prioritizing her peace, her freedom, and her mental well-being over any partnership. This conversation might surprise you, or you might find pieces of your own story within it. So let's take a deep look into this solo revolution.
80% of single women aren't even interested in dating a guy anymore. Do you know why? Because men are not men anymore. Now, by that, I'm not saying that men are all hyper-feminized. What I'm saying is, even the masculine ones, the alpha males, can't even sort out a date properly. They don't even know the sidewalk rule. They don't even know how to pick up a girl, open doors for her. The usual basic stuff, like pulling out a chair, grabbing her coat in the restaurant and taking it off. They think that that's cringe. They think that splitting the bill on a date makes them a masculine man. Fuck off! These ladies just want a guy that's going to say, hey, I want to meet you tomorrow at 8 o'clock because I'm really interested in you and getting to know you. It doesn't matter about the bill or the whereabouts of the restaurant. I'm not thinking that you're trying to use me for a free meal or anything like that, you know? They just want a guy that's just going to say, I'm interested in you, let's go, date tomorrow night, I want to get to know you. They ask questions. Believe it or not, guys, ladies know that you're not interested because you're not asking any questions about her. I'm going to take care of everything. Okay, girls are crying out for a guy to just literally get her in her feminine energy, and you don't not necessarily need to be an alpha male that's built like a brick shithouse. You can be the most feminine, flamboyant guy but still have masculine qualities, and girls will probably even like that even more. Okay, they just want a guy, a man that's going to say, hey, rise to the occasion, man, because girls are just sick of it and they would rather just be the masculine in their own life. They can take care of themselves these days, you know. If she's inviting you into her life and she's saying, hey, I'm sick of doing this all on my own, would you like to be that man for me? You better rise up and be that man, or else fuck off. Ladies, tell me I'm lying.
I don't know what happened, but one day I just woke up and I don't care about dating anymore. I don't care about men anymore. I don't care about getting to know anyone. I don't care about going on dates. I don't care about texting anyone. I don't care about calling anyone. I don't care about even receiving gifts, something that I used to really like from men because I know it comes with a price. I just don't care about them anymore. It's just like they don't exist. And my skin got better. I stopped balding on the side. I sleep better. I make more money. I can focus better on daily activities. I'm happier overall. So it's like, it's really crazy how everything changes when you just stop paying attention to, man, I hate to say it. Can't believe I was so obsessed over them at one point in my life.
What do you mean that I actually don't want to date? I thought I did want to. I don't know. These are the questions that are going on in my brain. I never thought I'd say this, but the idea of like committing to someone, like a stranger that I don't know, really freaks me out. Not sure if I'm just not ready. Actually, no, I think I am ready, but I just think I really like my life. I enjoy hanging out with my friends, and I don't want something to take away from that right now, which I guess is okay. It's just like this self-discovery that I thought that I was gonna start dating, and I started doing it as like, actually, don't need that. Some cuddles would be nice from time to time, sure, but maybe I already have someone for that. I don't know. I'm content right now.
So I've seen some other creators talking about this, and I'm gonna add my 2 cents. I am done dating. I deleted the apps after 15, I've been on dating apps since 2010. So after 15 years on dating apps, I deleted them. Used to be that I would delete the apps out of frustration, out of exhaustion, out of hopelessness, but this time it's different. This time I finally awakened to the fact that I genuinely do not want to be in a relationship. The way that I came into this knowledge about myself is that I kept meeting emotionally intelligent men who, you know, had good jobs or had passion in their lives. Like, I kept meeting what I was asking for, what I thought I was looking for, and being like, no, I still don't want this. And so that's when I realized maybe I just don't want to be in a relationship. While I thought I wasn't ready, maybe I'm not ready, maybe there's something that I'm resisting, and maybe that's true. But the feeling that I have, I just had to admit, genuinely, I don't want to be in a relationship. I genuinely enjoy being single. I genuinely enjoy, you know, focusing on myself and my own personal development, and focusing on building community and my artistic expression that I'm getting back into, all of those things, my business. I don't know if I'm meant to be in a relationship ever, to be honest with you. I don't want to get married. I don't want to have kids. I definitely don't want to sleep in the same bed as somebody else, let alone the same room. Like, we could be in the same house, but we need separate rooms. And so I'm like, maybe this is not what I'm here for, which is insane, because if you have been following for a while, you know that I was also on the twin flame path. And the twin flame path is actually what led me here, because the twin flame path is about union within yourself and learning to love yourself. And that's where I've arrived, at this level of self-love that is deepening every day, that I want to continue to cultivate. And I feel like the only way someone is going to enter this bubble of cultivation is if I meet them in the wild and I get to know them naturally, and it develops naturally. That's the only way. I'm not dating people with the intention, like meeting people off the bat with the intention of dating. It just doesn't feel right anymore. We got to slow burn. We got to get to know each other. And if it feels like it wants to turn romantic from that, great. Otherwise, leave me alone.
You men do realize that women are choosing to stay single. They're choosing to be single than actually being single. I have a lot of men on my TikTok comment, and they're like, oh, where's your ring? Oh, where's your boyfriend? Oh, where's your husband? Y'all, I choose not to have one. It's not because men don't try to talk to me. It's not because men aren't in my DMs. It's not because men don't want to take me out. It's not because men don't want to marry me. I'm choosing. I'm choosing to be single, and I'm choosing not to have a man because it's embarrassing. Literally having a man right now is quite literally possibly the most embarrassing thing you could do right now. Like, it's kind of like an extracurricular activity or like a hobby you don't really want. It's like, why? And I think it's so funny how men are so quick to hop on this app like, well, you're not married. Why would I want to get married to someone who's going to cheat on me? Every single person that I know that is married, about to get married, or in a relationship is either getting cheated on or literally miserable, and misery loves company and they just stay together. Does not sound fun. Literally, you're not selling me on the product at all. I choose to stay single because my expectations are not going nowhere, okay? My expectations are honestly still in the fucking gutter, to be honest. But I have self-worth and self-respect, so therefore I'm going to stay single, because why would I just get a boyfriend because everyone's telling me to get a boyfriend and then have them treat me like shit and cheat on me? I'd rather just be single and do my own thing. But I just think it's hilarious how men like come on here and they're like, oh, well, you don't have a man. Yeah, I don't want one. I don't want you. I don't want one. Having a man is like having a child. I don't want to take care of anything. I don't want to take care of you. I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to listen to you just run your mouth about how you're going to do all these things for me and then don't. I'm single because I want to be. Not because men don't try to hit on me. And I want to make that very, very clear.
So I've reached this point in my healing journey that I apparently have heard from other people that it's a good thing, but it feels so incredibly lonely at times, where you don't want to date anybody. You don't want to be around anybody. You want to be alone. I like my own company. I like hanging out with my kids. I don't want to date anybody. And this is so crazy to me and so jarring, honestly, is because at one point in my life, that was all I wanted. Next to my kids, of course, they always came first. But I craved a relationship. I'm honestly so proud of me. I'm incredibly proud of myself because I'm different. I must be doing something right. But it's been a year now, almost 2, and now I'm realizing like, oh shit. Am I ever gonna find someone? Am I ever going to meet somebody that I will be happy with? I go on one date and instantly I'm like, no, absolutely not. Some of them have been for obvious reasons and I'm very glad that I walked away. But some of them are like, some of the dates I've gone on, I'm like, you will not meet me ever at the emotional depth, the ocean of emotion that is currently me. I will grow resentment. It won't work. I'm doing it for you too, dude. I'm saying no for your own well-being. And it's not that I dislike you now. It's not that I hate you. I have no hate for these people I go on dates with, but I'm like, you will never meet me there. Even just with certain friendships, you're like, it's very surface level most of the time. And it's very sad because I am not a surface level human being. I always call myself a strong cup of coffee. And I'm not always going to be this reservoir of emotion that you absolutely must always meet me there. And it's not like that all the time. But I'm actually quite concerned and somewhat relieved. I mean, dating for me now just honestly sounds purely exhausting. But I'm also grieving. Yes, I am independent. Yes, I am very strong. Yes, I do a lot of things on my own. And I am very proud of that. But you know what? Sometimes at the end of the day, it would be nice to have someone to come home to. But also, I am not the type of person to settle. Ever, 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 ever again. I can't. I cannot do it. And I feel like I just feel, I don't know how to describe this feeling. Like you've elevated to the point where now you're the only one on that plane. Like it's just you up there now. Like, yeah, you made it. You did it. You healed. Oh, by the way, you're the only one. I know realistically I'm not, but at the end of the day, I think I would be so incredibly mad at myself if I settled. So I'd rather be here. I'd rather be in the space I am right now than to settle and be like, God damn it, all that healing for nothing. But it's like this, it's weird. It's weird to be in this space where you feel like you're not going to be able to date anybody again. Because even if I wanted to, which most of the time I don't, but even if I really wanted to put myself out there again and go on a date, I don't think I could even get past the first date.
1. The peace dividend. Many women report that the emotional labor and mental load of a relationship outweigh the benefits. They are choosing domestic peace over the friction of traditional roles. 2. Economic autonomy. For the first time in history, women don't need a marriage for financial survival. When need is removed, the want has to be very high. 3. The decentering of men. The shift from seeking external validation to internal fulfillment.
Nobody talks about the moment that you give up on dating. That just feels so good. Like, I am just done trying to find a man, a boyfriend. Feels good to just like be like, you know what? I'm focusing on me this year. Ew, look at my hair. Why does it look like that? Feels good to just be like, I'm gonna focus on me, my goals, what I want with a career. Feels good to just be like, you know what? I'm good. I'm good on that. It feels actually really nice. Not that I ever was the type to really go out and per se look for a boyfriend, but it feels good to just give up on dating and just be like, you know what? What do I want out of 2026? What do I want out of this year? Feels really nice, I'm not gonna lie. I'm also really, really hype for my New Year's Eve outfit. Can't wait to take pictures in it. I'm gonna do like a little bit of a Euphoria inspired makeup look. So really, really excited for that too. But yeah, it just feels good going into a new year, just prioritizing yourself, what you want out of a career, and not really worrying about dating, going on dates anymore. Like, I just don't really care. I know that sounds bad, but oh well. I just don't really want to focus on that. That's not what I want to focus my 2026 on. I want to focus it on me, what I want out of a career, my life, what makes me happy. Honestly, I want to take on some new hobbies. So yeah, if you guys have any suggestions for new hobbies, I am looking forward to that. I also love my nails right now. They're so cute. But yeah, I'm excited to take my cute little pictures for New Year's, and that's that. Also, I'm finally starting to feel better from the flu. I had no appetite literally for like a week, barely ate anything. I mean, skinny, but like for real, had no appetite. And now I'm finally starting to feel a little bit better. Tonight I had like seafood jambalaya. Mwah, chef's kiss, so good. But yeah, that's all. Bye, guys.
A man made a post and it says 80% of single women are no longer interested in dating. They're not even trying. Why is this the case? And he specifically said women only. The comment section is truly heartbreaking. One person said, they don't add anything to my life. They just take away the joy. Another person said, we are tired, emotionally, mentally, and physically. Someone says, it's not worth disrupting my peace. Another person said, because after my last situation, I learned that if a man can't offer emotional safety, accountability, and basic respect, he doesn't get access to me ever again. Someone else said, me personally, I've accepted that this generation isn't for me, maybe in the next life. This is the one that actually made me tear up a bit. This person said, because they all hurt me, either with hands or with words. Another person said, my nervous system cannot take another toxic relationship. Abusers and emotionally unavailable men are rife right now. I can't heal again just to be destroyed. I can't heal again just to be destroyed. Another person underneath that said, they hate us. Someone said, what's the point? All they do is use us. Another person says, I think we're tired of the games. Someone says, sometimes you get to a buffet, you realize the choices are such poor quality that honestly, you'd rather just eat at home. Another person said, anytime I get close to someone, they prove to me that I'm better off alone. Another person said, because it's safer and less stressful to be single. Another person said, it's not good for my mental health. It causes so much anxiety. Another person said, men today think they are entitled, worthy and deserving without earning or trying. Women are their maids, their bookkeepers, their babysitters, their chefs, their personal shoppers, and everything else in between. Us women go unappreciated and truly loved too often, while it's expected to be given all day, every day to a man without question. Another person said, because even guys who are 35 and above still aren't emotionally stable. Another person said, I'm 50. Whatever years I have left, I will be in therapy healing from decades of trauma from men. I barely escaped with my life. If I date, it's basically Russian roulette at this point. And this one, lack of emotional effort, mixed signals, and lying for no reason. Someone said, the last time it almost killed me. I'm good. Another person said, I'm tired of giving my all and ending up broken. It's safer on your own, no one to let you down. These are just some of the comments, and it is truly heartbreaking to read them. You know, I don't think some of y'all understand what you're doing to people. Like, you have shut people off so much that they don't trust anyone, and that's truly sad.
No desire to date. I have no desire, and I'm 32 now. Let's talk about my dating life. And I'm about to just let this camera roll. I'm starting to get very scared at how comfortable I am alone. I feel like so many women that I know are always like ready to go on a date, ready to get to know someone. And I'm just getting so scared because I have so much fun flirting when I'm out and meeting men and XYZ. I think until it's my person, I'm not gonna have fun doing it. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I know you have to date to find your person, but I just have this strong feeling that he's going to find me. I just need to be in alignment with my career and the things that I want to do, and then that's the space that I will find my person. For instance, Jasmine Tooks. She's married to one David Barrero, and they met when she was working a Snapchat gig, so I feel like she was doing something that was part of her destiny, her job, her alignment with where she's supposed to be, making money, whatever, and then she met him. For me, I'm just like, going on dates and stuff seems so counterintuitive from just the natural progression of someone finding you, you know. And I do understand you have to put yourself out there, but I feel like me working is going to be me putting myself out there. Like, I don't want to be, you know, if I'm in the club and I find my person, sure, great, but I would prefer to be acting in a movie and then I meet my person that way. So I just have no desire to date. I feel like, you know, that's what I should be gearing to, because obviously I would love to have a child realistically at 35. Like, I think that would be a perfect age where I wouldn't feel like I was too far that way or too far this way. Like, it would be a perfect meeting point for me where I did my life, I was old enough, I don't feel like I'm, you know, giving my life to children and sort of being resentful for it, and I've spent so much time relaxing and maxing you know, just like giving my life to myself. But people always ask me if I'm dating, and I think that's because of Love Island. That's where I was introduced to the world, was on a dating platform, and that relationship didn't work out and people just want to see me happy. So I know where it comes from. I know where the question comes from. But the way I just be chilling, like, I love doing life by myself and with my family. Of course, if I didn't have family, I think I would be seeking a relationship very strongly. But yeah, I just have this strong feeling that my husband's going to find me when I'm in alignment doing what I'm love to do the most, and then I think all of those things will naturally just sweep me off my feet. Sort of like Meghan Markle, she met Prince Harry and then she had her first child at 37, I think. I just see my life going that way. I feel like I don't care to date, and I think I just answered my own question just now, actually, that I'll just continue to be in alignment and they'll find me.
The jig is up. The jig is quite literally up. Women are not settling for mediocre men anymore, and it is making them so angry. We've waken up to the reality of what it's actually like to live with a man, commit to a man, be with a man full time. It's really not the fairy tale that they presented to us growing up. I know for a fact millennials were given this, you know, this ideal or this dream to live up to that wasn't real, of finding, you know, the love of your life and it all being so perfect and you guys living happily ever after, having the kids. Like, we grew up with some of the best rom-coms ever. Like, the 90s and 2000s gave us some of the best rom-coms, and so we were doomed. But I'm so glad that this Gen Z generation is not falling for it, because, and that, you know, the truth is getting exposed, because so many more women now are opting out of marriage and being with a man long term. And I love it. I think it's going to make women stronger. It's going to make women so much more powerful. I think we're entering the age of the women leading the world. And this is just the start, so it's exciting.
I had this realization today, and I felt the need to just come on here and speak on it and see if anybody else has resonated or resonates currently. So I am currently single. I've been single for a hot minute. No desire to date right now. Not making any effort to find somebody. My strategy is always vibe, do your thing, live your life, do what you want to do. And if God and the universe have somebody for you, they'll bring them in when the time is right, when you're most aligned with yourself. That's always been my vibe and my strategy. And it's working very well for me right now, just in the term of self-discovery and figuring out who I am and being so content with the person that I'm building and what I'm building. And today I was just driving and it hit me. I was like, I'm so happy with where things are and the things that I'm doing by myself, that if I do not find a partner, if I do not end up marrying some guy and having kids, I am okay with that. I am content with doing this life alone, if that is what my future is, if that's the way it shakes out. And that's the first time I have ever openly admitted that. Because do I want to find a husband? Yeah. Yes, I do. And I date to marry. That's always been my strategy. Well, that's not true. That hasn't always been my strategy. But it's one of those things where it's like, hey, like, do I want these things? Yes. But if they don't happen, that's okay too. I've been through a lot the last 3 years. I'm grieving the loss of my brother from this year. So being patient with myself in that regard. But I don't know. I'm just really proud of how I'm doing by myself, that I could do this for the rest of my life. I would be fine. I don't know. It alleviates that pressure too, because I've never had the desire to settle ever. So that's not happening. Like, I'm not just going to marry somebody out of fear of ending up alone or not having kids to take care of me when I'm older. Like, I just feel like there's just all sorts of pressure when you get into your late 20s and into your 30s of when are you settling down, like the biological clock for women. And it's nice to give myself that permission and alleviate that expectation of, hey, life still has meaning. You can still have a purposeful life without marriage and without kids. So, yeah. I don't know. Just had to spew that out on the internet.
At the end of the day, this isn't about being anti-man. It's about being pro-choice regarding how one spends their limited time and energy. Whether it's a temporary break or a lifelong decision, the rise of the solo woman is reshaping how we think about society, family, and personal success. But I want to hear from you. Do you think this trend is a response to the current dating culture? Or is it a permanent shift in how women view fulfillment? Drop a comment below. I'll be jumping in to read your thoughts. If you found this breakdown insightful, hit that like button and subscribe. It helps the channel more than you know. I'll see you in the next one.